jobs of educators these days, going through many versions of textbooks, is to try to remove things like loaded questions. And this is something that is not only in the biological sciences. This is a problem in all disciplines.
I agree.
Okay, so what I'm wondering is...
Why am I biasing myself to this one? I taught science 15 years. This is my expertise. There's too many dragons to slay. I only got time to kill this one.
But there are so many other things that are so much more damaging.
You're an educator.
I'm a scientist.
Okay, then find somebody who's a mathematician and fix the math books, and find an English person and fix the English books. We got a lot of work to do.
But you're concerned about children and lies being in textbooks, and that sounds like the most important thing to you. So there are a lot of lies, like Native American Indians, like bias in questions about ethnicity and socioeconomic standards. There are many bias in textbooks, and I feel like what you should do is probably focus on that and on education. And so why expend so much of your energy on debates in science and evolution, which you're not as well qualified for, since you are an educator of basic educational curriculum?
Well, I guess everybody has to pick which dragons they want to slay, and this is the one that bothers me, because it has so much bigger implications.
But why wouldn't you slay the dragons you're most qualified for?
Let me answer your question. Because this evolution theory is not just a dumb theory, it's a dangerous theory.
And why do you feel that way?
This is exactly what motivated Adolf Hitler to kill the inferior species, the Jews and the blacks. This is precisely this theory, evolution.
You're talking about social evolution, which many people disagree with.
That's the result. Okay, we got to get out of here. I'll tell you what, let's schedule another time. I'll come back. I love this place. I mean, this is great.
I still don't get your answer. You're not answering why you're choosing to slay dragons that you're not as well qualified.
Why does anybody choose any field of work? Why do people decide to be physicians instead of janitors? I mean, I decided to do this. It's my business. It doesn't matter to you.
But you're not choosing to listen to experts in their field to help guide you in these wars against bias questions in textbooks.
Listening to, okay, we got not enough time to cover all night here tonight, but I would like the next guy to ask a question. I think I did answer your question. I can choose whatever I want for my life.
I don't think you did. But
I'm not asking taxpayers to pay my salary. I can do whatever I want with my life.
But you're okay with taxpayers paying money for textbooks in history that talk about other problems.
I'm not okay with that either. I just don't have time to say that. I don't have time to say that, right? Okay? Now, I'm so glad you came. 8 years ago in Canada, when I pulled out my pocket knife and volunteered, I want to explain something now. I pulled out my Swiss Army knife and said, if you think the tailbone is vestigial...
Are you getting this on video, guys?
You're getting this on video. I'm just refreshing your memory, okay? I said, I will cut yours out if you'd like, if you think it's vestigial. You then wrote an article in your paper saying that I threatened you with a pocket knife. Is that right?
Do you think it is an appropriate response to a scientific question to wave a pocket knife at somebody? Is that a reasonable response?
Is it appropriate for you to lie and say I threatened you with my pocket knife? You were 75 feet away, son. You don't... I don't want your tailbone, okay? You keep it.
I want to ask a question that I can't...
I just wanted that on the record, though. Go ahead. Now, let's hear your question. You want to make a speech or ask a question?
I'm going to ask a couple of very simple questions. Okay. Earlier, I heard you say to my friend Laura that, look, you're not asking for the story of Genesis to be taught in schools.
Correct.
I personally, Kent Hovind, did not directly observe Genesis. It's my religion.
Yeah, I believe God created the world in 6 days, 6,000 years ago. I believe that.
That is a religion.
Correct. I believe that's a religion. I call it a religion.
And you're saying that, since creation and evolution are both religions, neither of them should be taught.
Right.
On tax money.
Right.
Okay.
You got it. Good.
I understand what you're trying to say. Now, your lectures and your ministry
is not tax funded.
Is not tax funded.
Good.
It teaches the literal story of Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You believe that the earth was created 6,000 years ago by God, exactly as it was in the first chapter of Genesis.
Correct. I believe that story. Absolutely correct. Go ahead.
Right.
You got it. Okay.
I want everybody to pay really close attention. Okay, this guy just said Genesis is his religion,
right.
And that is what he teaches in his ministry. Okay, now I'm going to ask a really simple question. Pay attention. Okay. What is the name of your ministry?
Creation, Science, Evangelism.
What is the word science doing in that name? Could you remove it, please?
No. Science. science
They are both religions, right? You said that yourself. Neither should be taught in schools because they're both religions.
Well, then why are we teaching evolution in a biology class?
Get back to my question. My question is, why are you misusing the name science in the name of your ministry? If you were honest, you would simply say, look, I believe in God. I'm not afraid to stand up for what I believe in. I don't have to misname it science. I can just call it biblical creation.
Now, let me answer the question, okay? First place, I'm not using any tax funds. I can name it whatever I feel like, whether you like it or not. Secondly, science deals with knowledge gained by observations, testing, and experimentation. All of the experimentation tells us dogs produce dogs. So there must have been originally a created kind, because we never see a dog come from a non-dog. So the scientific evidence is strongly in favor of creation. That's why I call it creation science evangelism. Now, if it bothers you, tough.
Your creation theory.
My creation theory
teaches that the earth was created about 6,000 years ago, does it not?
Correct. Now, first, before we go off on my creation theory, which is not part of the topic tonight, where's the evidence for evolution that I covered? I covered a bunch of lies.
You're diverting from the question. Did you see that? Did you see that? You didn't answer me at all. Okay. Now,
I'm trying to on top.
Now, I want you to clarify that your theory teaches that the earth was created 6,000 years ago, or about 6,000 years ago.
Right. And you are diverting the question, because I gave evidence against evolution, and you don't want to talk about that. You're trying to divert it over to creation. It doesn't matter what creation believes.
I want you to use the word science correctly. Now,
I am.
Now, tell me about an experiment in which you measured, or someone measured, the age of the earth, and their data told them that the earth was 6,000 years old.
I think there's a lot of experimental evidence that shows us it cannot be billions of years old.
No. Give me evidence for your date. You are claiming in your scientific creation theory, right? He calls it scientific, that the earth is 6,000 years old. There's a number there. Now, I want verification for that number.
Okay. I have an eyewitness who wrote it down in a book called Genesis and told us this is how it happened. He told us very clearly Adam was the first man. We have eyewitness accounts about Abe Lincoln. We're relying on those accounts from 160 years ago about Abe Lincoln. I'm relying on an eyewitness account that says there was no death till Adam sinned. Adam was 130 when Seth was born. Genesis chapter 5, verse 9, I believe. You can go through the Bible and add up the dates. I have an eyewitness. What do you have?
If you are Christians, I know there are a lot of Christians in the audience tonight.
Wait. If you want to make a speech, you need to get your own crowd, okay? If you want to make a speech, they invited me to come speak tonight, okay?
If you believe in God and you are firm in your faith, you do not need to misname it science in order to tell the people that you believe in God. You can simply be honest and say, look, I am a biblical creationist. I am a Christian. I believe in God. There's no need for you to misuse science for this reason, okay? And once he presents a measurement, okay, by experiment of a 6,000-year-old Earth, I will be happy to let him name it science. But until then, creation science is a lie.
Okay. Folks, we are over time. They're going to shoot us if we don't get out of here. Paul, you're in charge. We take another one, or we... last one. Okay. I'm willing to say all night.
Good night. Very quickly, my name is Brad.
Hi, Brad.
I'm a fan of yours, and the reason is I had a degenerative incurable disease 25 years ago that I used creation biblical principles to cure, and to follow up that with a doctor out of San Francisco who taught hundreds and hundreds of doctors of emergency medicine. She had terminal